Hey everyone, John here. This video, uh, it's gonna be an update on my life currently. Um, I believe the very second video I ever put on this channel was talking about my life and what I've gone through, and then I touched on depression a little bit but didn't go fully into it. I'm not going to share like the history of it. I'm just gonna talk about what it looks like today and how it's affected different areas of my life up to this point. And the reason why I'm like touching on the subject now, I've had a rough, say month from finals week to get into the transition of working every day, trying to pay rent and everything. Then problems at work started arising that are out of my control, and then as of today, I had to leave that job because of how crazy the situation got, and I can't really get into it. But, yeah. And, so yeah, that's where I'm at now. Good news is I don't have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. It's fantastic. I'd actually get some rest for once, because this past year, from August up until this point, has just been nonstop working. Like, as soon as school let out for Christmas break, I was still working a job every single day, or mostly every day. And the only break I got was the week of Christmas, and I spent that here because I didn't have, the money to go anywhere or anything. So I chose to stay here just to make it easier on myself and anyone trying to buy me a plane ticket. So, yeah. It really sucks, fighting depression. Like, last semester I got diagnosed, I think, in October with major depressive disorder. And what I can remember what that means is it's kind of like bipolar, I guess, but it's more manageable. That's my only guess. But I do have my seasons of, oh, hey, I'm happy, and then, oh, no, I'm sad. And this past, month and a half has just been kind of a downhill battle. And while I've had much help from people around me, I never took it upon myself to figure out what was wrong. Or if I did, I thought that the things around me would take care of it. I got into a relationship recently, back in February, and, I thought I was okay at that time. And then, when did it start? I forget when it started, but it was just, a couple months down the line, and, life hits you in the face, and then it gets kind of rough. And I just kept going downhill, and finals week hit, and that was probably the only week out of the entire semester that I had just so much energy and determination to do everything, because my grades counted on that. I would not have made it out with 1A and 4 Bs without that kind of determination, and also the support of my friends and my girlfriend and my family, because that's just so much stress, especially going from junior year to senior year. And then get to the summer job. I have this gigantic, or not gigantic, but I have this plan set out That it's like, okay, so once this paycheck hits the bank, I can cover this month of rent, and then once the next one hits, I can cover the next one, and then when the next one hits, I can cover the last one, and I'm good for the summer until school starts again. And then, poof, it's gone. And what I've learned from all of this is you can't really plan everything. And I hate that because I think the number one reason why I have a lot of issues is because I don't really ask for help much. Or if I do, it's kind of when it's too late. But I have this issue of pride in my system, and I've grown up around prideful people my whole life, and it probably rubbed off because of that. But, you know, like how pride ruins me personally, like recently I started, trying to lose weight again. And this hasn't been the first time I've attempted this. I've attempted this a couple other times throughout my college career. And every time I stopped is because, oh wait, I'm not like my old body. That means I can't do this. By old body, I mean me in high school, because I was the athlete. I was a football player sophomore year that had the conditioning, had the strength, had, semi-perfect lungs that could breathe and not die instantly. And I had all these physical attributes just there. And of course, if you don't use them, they disappear and they're gone. So me trying to start back up again, I'm trying to go full force like I used to. And when I can't, I get so frustrated, I just quit. I give up, and I learn to be happy with it. So I guess you can say I'm like settling for a lesser part of me. And, it's been a trend this year. Like, last year was all about building myself back up because of the years of depression and stuff. And going into this past semester, I had the idea of I'm doing what I want for me, because I want to have, fun while I'm in college. So I joined, if you haven't seen, I was part of this group called Sing Song. And then, well, the people who watch YouTube don't know what Sing Song is. It's this a cappella competition, and since I'm part of a social club, or if you go to public college or fraternity, it was our group against the other men's groups. And I wanted to put everything I had into that, because that was, ever since I saw it my freshman year, and I was security for it my sophomore year, I wanted to be a part of it somehow, some way, but that involved me, actually participating in the competition itself. So whenever I joined the social club last semester and got into the competition this semester, I was all for it. Put everything I had into it. And by golly, I was the worst. I was so backed up on homework, and that probably contributed partly to the reason why I barely escaped the semester with passing grades. Let me readjust myself. But, I'm trying to do stuff for me, and then I get the girlfriend, and I'm like, okay, life is great, it's going to be perfect. And then it's not. And it's really hard to kind of gauge why it's not. And, that's just how depression works. It sneaks up when you least expect it. So, seeing that, take a part of my life again when I thought it was gone, that's kind of disheartening, honestly. But that doesn't mean, I myself am weak. It just means I'm human. And so many times I've mistaken that for weakness. And that's probably the most devastating thing you can do to yourself. You know, the whole reason why I started recording videos, well, first it was for Facebook, just to get started on that, just to, I don't know, kind of get over this fear of talking in front of a camera. Because that took some time. I'm still a little iffy, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Like, I looked at that first couple of videos I made back in, was it November, I think? And that was just, that was kind of cringy to watch. But, the whole reason why I started making videos in the first place was to help other people. And, you know, it's kind of hard to help others if you can't help yourself. So whenever I started on this trend of doing like gaming videos, which has been like the past 10, I think. And I started all these other series and I finished them off and stuff like that. You know, like I said, I think in the May 26th update, you know, I do the gaming videos because that's just how I like to decompress from my day. I also want y'all to watch me react to it because I normally have good reactions to it. Then I realized some of them were just duds because that was just how I was feeling that day. I was feeling kind of like antisocial and just didn't want to, you know, do anything. But, you know, I started doing these videos every day, so I wanted to keep that streak up. That way I didn't, you know, fall off the track again. But after a while, when you, I don't know, I guess put this facade on, making it seem like everything is okay, to the point where you fool yourself to thinking everything is okay, you start to lose who you are. You start to lose what you've built yourself to be. And, you know, whenever you come off a year of positive growth, even though there were some hard bits in between, and you start to put on the mask again, you kind of ruin everything. Or at least in my opinion, you start to ruin everything you have built for yourself and for the people around you. And I hate to say this, but like, pride runs so deep in me that I don't. So hard not to cry right now. I have so much pride, it's really hard to like drop this mask of I'm okay when really I'm not. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to say you're not okay, because that's when you start getting towards to be okay. You know, whenever it's funny how well, it's not really funny, it's kind of sad, but like when your mind turns to fight against you and you put on this whole facade that you're okay, your mind will make you think that if you're not okay, then there's something wrong, but no one else can fix it if you can't fix it yourself. So it makes you feel like you're very, very alone in your fight. And that's, honestly, it's kind of silly. Because, I mean, obviously depending on the situation, but there's always at least one person in your life that is there for you. And, I mean, really, I shouldn't have an excuse for how I am, because I have so many people behind me. So many people, like, counting on me to keep going. And so many people rooting for me to keep going. And, you start to realize that this boulder that you think you're holding, it's not really that heavy. What you think is made out of pure stone is actually made out of paper mache. Because it's fake. It's not a real boulder. You don't have to shoulder everything on your own. And although it's easier said than done, because Lord knows I like to preach, but I can't do what I preach, and that's a problem. Because there's always times I'll preach that asking others for help is not a bad thing, and I myself just can't bring myself to do that. And honestly, I don't know why. I really don't. Because I'll ask help for different things, and then there's some things in my life I just no, I think I'll take this myself. When that's stupid. I have a whole bunch of people I can at least ask to pray for me, or ask for help if I need it. And when I don't take those things, I only hurt myself in the end. And I'm reminded that I am cared for and everything, because today in the mail, after I had this long day and I quit my job and everything, I had some birthday presents in the mail for me from my girlfriend, and they were just what I needed, because having lost the only job I had for income and stuff, that's a lot of stress about. But just whenever someone gives you a gift, even if it's small, but it means a lot more to you, that means everything to me. You don't have to go out and buy me a gift to say you love me. You can make me something or just tell me. But this is Hercules from Disney's Hercules, and this was the first movie me and my girlfriend saw together. It was actually the day before we started dating too. But I think I remember this correctly, I made one comment, because I'm a pop collector figure. So I made one comment about, I really wish I could find, one of these. Because me and her have been to Walmart, Target, Hot Topic, excuse me, just other places that sell pop figures, and I was like, I wonder if I could find him. Nope. I found Hades, I couldn't find Hercules. And then, little Miss Smarty Pants was like, let me go to Amazon real quick and get you this for your birthday. And she did that, and I wasn't expecting anything. Because, she's states away, and, she's kind of like me. We both are in a financial issue. But she got me that t-shirt from Riverdale, because we love that show so much. You can actually kind of see in the background, it says Southside Serpents. And I kind of have a thing for that, because I like that. Even though they're kind of bad people, but I like Jughead's dad. And then, a book of the Archie comics, because that's where the show's based off of. And then she made me this card that says "My Love," and then inside it's just a bunch of pictures that I snagged of her, and also us, because I'm I obviously I love cameras. I love taking pictures, and sometimes she'd fall asleep in the car, so I snagged a picture of that. Or we had a movie date before finals week happened, and we saw Avengers: Infinity War, so I got a couple of us in there. And there was one, I think, on our trip to her hometown, states away, and she just put a picture of that. She put a lot of words underneath it saying you're the Jughead to my Betty, and all this sappy stuff, and it made me cry earlier. I'm a very emotional person, and what's funny is she's not as much. Like, she can be, but she's not as much. So it's like, by stereotypical standards, I'm the girl and she's the guy. Kind of. That's how that works. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I'll still continue to post on YouTube and stuff. But I had to be real. It's rough, honestly. And anyone out there struggling with anxiety, depression, don't be afraid to reach out. Even if you don't think anyone would understand, because I guarantee you someone out there will. There's always someone out there that knows what you're going through, or at least somewhat knows what you're going through, to where they at least can help a little bit. And know that you're always loved. I love everyone I meet, and if you watch this, then know that I love you as well, because you've taken the time to read my sob story, or listen to my sob story that I just spewed out. Was like, what, 21 minutes now? 21 and like almost a half. Yeah. And, you sat through the poor audio quality because I don't have a good microphone set up, because I'm using the camcorder microphone and stuff. And you hear this fan behind you, because if I don't have that on, then I sweat to death, because it gets hot in here. But I know overall everything will work out. And going back to when I said that, I feel like I lost myself. Since I have this time off now, and in between my job hunting, I'm gonna go find where I went. I'm still gonna be posting daily, don't worry about that. But I'm gonna do some soul searching. Gonna find the crazy Jon that I've always been. And, maybe this time off is a way for me to grow. Oh, one more thing, because this is kind of weird. Maybe this is just me, but I get the weirdest dreams. And this is going to be like so totally random that you think I have ADHD. And I might. I'm not clinically assigned to that. I feel like I have some sort of that in me. But side note, I don't know if it's just me, but whenever it gets close to my birthday, like I'm about to turn another year older, like I have the weirdest dreams pop in, and like my emotions go everywhere. And I don't know if that's like the planets are trying to align and like it's affecting my everything, or if it's just, or that's just me. But now I'm about to turn, 21 on Friday, and yeah, every year is a different chapter, and I'm not sure what this is going to look like. Of course, I've never been sure what each year is going to bring, because honestly, I thought I'd be single till I was like out of graduate school. And the graduate school I'm going to go to is going to take 6 years to get a doctorate. So, I thought I'd be 6 plus 1, 27, no, 28, because I'm not a senior yet. But I'd be like 28 whenever I get done with graduate school, if I do it the way I want to. But, life has a way to like, no, we're going to do different plans instead. But it's going to be for your benefit, don't worry. It just may not be what you want. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for hearing me rambling. Like, share, subscribe. And yeah. Don't worry about Patreon. I actually might just deactivate that entirely. Going back to losing myself, I also lost sight of what I wanted this channel to be. and it quickly became basically a gaming channel. And that's not what the hope was for. That was gonna be part of it, but um, that's not exactly what I wanted it to be. And although I kind of want this to be like a business, I never wanted to be profited off of YouTube. I more wanted just a brand name to put out there. That way, other people can see that, and other people can see like the talents I have, kind of thing. That way, whenever I get older, people know like, oh, that's what this kid did. Yeah, let's hire him, or some church is like, you have what we're looking for in terms of heart. But yeah, sorry this video is a little more depressing than I thought it'd be. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, and know that I will be okay. I feel much better getting this off my chest, and you listening to me for this long has really been a blessing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.